officially live right now. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's the TPJ Pod. What's good? How y'all doing today? I'm here with one of my good homies. OG Glasses Malone, man. If you know who he is, you know who he is, obviously. But if you don't know who he is, Glasses, go ahead, introduce yourself to the people, let them know who you are. And if you want to, shout out your social, you can go ahead and you can do that.
I'm just a local hooligan from around the way.
Uh-huh.
Decided I was gonna stop selling drugs and start a music business, and been in it ever since.
That's good. You feel like that was a good decision?
Sometimes
Yeah,
I miss. Sometimes I miss what I could have been, but then the game has changed. Like it ain't really it ain't no real money on the street no more. Like it's different.
Yeah, because there's cameras everywhere.
Well, it's not the cameras. You can get away with selling or hustling.
Yeah.
It's just people doing over-the-counter medication. Like you need a pharmacy license to get with these little niggas.
I know
smoking.
what you mean. Yeah,
like niggas ain't smoking Shine no more. Niggas is popping perks and
so you
and
got
all of that. Like
I get
who
what
the
you
fuck
mean.
got that?
Yeah.
Feel me? They done cut a nigga out.
Yeah, who got the pharmacy
They
plug?
cut a nigga all the way out.
That's low key the wildest part about like what people don't realize about the American drug market is they literally just took everything that they thought was with heroin, literally just put it in a pill form, and now you just got to go to them to get the pill. As opposed to before you just went to them to get you went to the dealer to get the shits, but now you just go get a pill, or promethazine or whatever it is, and they ain't like judging nobody because obviously everybody got their own struggles with whatever. But still, it literally took the whole market and just like, all right, cool, we got
and
y'all.
they just made it where a nigga couldn't get no
Yeah,
money.
Exactly.
Like nobody
with the weed
except
stuff.
them. Yeah,
Even
like
with the
now
weed
with
stuff.
the weed stuff, it's crazy because I see all of these. I got homies really still doing time for like real packs of weed,
I
like
can
20
believe it.
pounds. And they in jail right now, and every corner got a store selling weed.
Yeah, selling way more than 20 pounds a day.
But I imagine this is what it was like when Prohibition was kicking.
Yeah.
Feel me? And before they really had a grasp on liquor and how to tax it.
Yeah.
And they was putting people in prison for selling
Yeah.
alcohol.
Yeah.
And then they figured out a way to legalize it and get the tax money off of it. So
Yeah, that's very interesting. But
Yeah.
you specifically, I ask every one of my guests when they come on to give me a topic that they want to talk about, and you specifically, and not necessarily a topic. I just said a word, and the reason why I started choosing the word, I felt like was because originally I kind of wanted to start this to be like a motivational thing, but then it's like, who am I to think that I can motivate somebody? I'd rather just have good conversations with people and let people find their own motivation in whatever it is that they want to find motivation in. So I just was like, I'm gonna try to talk to people, whether it be on the phone, whether it be in person, and then also just talk myself about random experiences. Because, I said, people are so used to seeing me on Hoops and Brews and screaming and yelling and doing all that stuff. Like they don't really realize, there's an entertainer.
Sure.
And then there's a human being, and I like the human being side. And also, it's nice to be able to have, because you and I, me and Pappy, we've had some
great
amazing, just life conversations, before the show.
But
and then obviously we would talk basketball, but still we had great life conversations.
what's funny is me and the homies, a lot of our basketball conversations, it's so much life in it. Sometimes we don't look at it, but the way we look at sports is the way we look at life.
Yeah.
Like the way I see sports is the way I look at life.
I feel you.
We could have a conversation where I think Rodman is better than Shaq, right? And that just sound crazy, right? It sound crazy, but it's like if you look at what somebody could do with all they have, a person that's 6'6", 6'7", 210, and he could transform himself into the greatest rebounder, offensive rebounder, this unbelievable defensive player, and this is all he has. He's a 6'6", 6'7", 210, 215.
I love
and then
how
you got Shaq.
I love how you sneak in this Rodman convo.
No, but it's not even about this. But this is how I see the game.
I know, but still,
this is how I see life, though.
You still sneaking it in.
No, because listen, I'm gonna round this off. I'm gonna round this off though. Look,
go ahead.
And then you take somebody like Shaq who's 7'1", and it's like that's all you did. Like with all that athleticism, all that gift, that's all you did. Feel me? But that's how I feel about Batman and Superman.
Okay.
Like I was telling the homie, Superman is God. I don't know if people really peep that, but that Superman is God.
Yeah, but he destroys so much.
Superman is God.
Yeah.
And then so people like Superman, right? But then I like Batman. Batman just some rich nigga risking his life every night trying to make a difference.
Well, is he trying to make a difference or is he just chasing a thrill? or is he chasing the high? Like I think that's the one part I don't think we ever really got to truly see about Batman.
For me, I'm more the villain. The villain is always the purest and a real villain, not like a petty villain. A real villain.
Who's your favorite petty villain?
Petty villain.
Yeah, like in any throughout superhero,
I
whatever.
mean, it had to be Joker. Joker is like the greatest villain ever.
All right.
Because his shit is pure.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of shit ain't pure. That nigga shit is pure.
Yeah.
The Joker shit is straight pure. Yeah. It's like, look, I'm gonna show y'all ain't shit. Y'all playing like y'all good, but really y'all piece of shit. And I'm gonna show everybody up. That's me. That's my life. You feel me?
Yeah.
But I was telling somebody something the other day, and I was explaining to him. Yeah. True greatness lies, right? You be the motherfucker you is, right? You. A lot of times we become the person we want to be because it caters to our ego and we can stroke it as success.
Yeah.
Versus the person we can be, which means you would have to be okay with failing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like we lower the hoop, we lower the goal. Yeah. So the goal is to, even when you creating something, the podcast is to be to do the most.
Yeah.
To maximize your relationship. For you to call Glasses and be like, look, I got a new podcast, G. And it's like, G, I got you. Yeah. Feel me? But that's a push.
Yeah.
And it's a space.
And I appreciate it too.
And it's a space though between that person and the person that you can be. True greatness lies in the person you can be. Mm-hmm. Like when I would make Car Wash, like songs, like those kind of songs, it'd be the person that I want to be. I knew this is the person that everybody can accept. Yeah. The real me, like I'm on my live right now, the homie Frank, the homies that know me, I'm Pac Must Die all the time. Yeah. Like I'm literally, I mean, you didn't talk to me, we talk sports. Like I've researched it. If I said Ben Wallace is better than Patrick Ewing, you could bet your bottom dollar. Yeah. I didn't look.
I wasn't upset at that take.
Yeah, but I've read now. I've looked enough to where I'm certain.
But you agree that it's a travesty Ben Wallace is not in the Hall of Fame, right?
That's unbelievable. Okay. Somebody can win 4 defensive players. But again, it's also when literally
Thank you. Appreciate that.
It's no respect for defense.
Oh, actually, hold on. If you give me your phone right there. I don't even know why I can charge that up, but it's okay. We'll figure that out.
But again, back to that point, like the ego makes you become a person that's acceptable. Mm-hmm. But greatness lies in the person you could be. Yeah. You just got to be okay with who don't like you. Yeah. That's what I like about the Joker. Yeah. It's easy to be the person everybody accept. Yeah. Like it's so easy for me to be that person.
Mm-hmm. But do you think that? But this is an honest question. Do you think he's a madman though, or do you think that he's just Have you seen the movie Joker? Yeah. What did you think about that?
I thought it was brilliant. I mean, I think it's a lot, but trauma goes with everybody. Yeah. You know what I mean? Very few people, from our backgrounds,
really
don't have
that
trauma. Like we all have trauma. A friend died. Yeah. You shooting somebody. It's just all kind of shit. So
it's a lot of trauma.
So I can't look at Joker crazy because I know the trauma, but true greatness lies in the person you can be, not the person that you think everybody accept. So the one day I decided that
I really like what you just said.
No, it's true. I swear to God,
I had to think on that. Yeah. I really like what you just said.
Yeah, because some people is just gonna be everybody's friend. Mm-hmm. Some people is gonna just be polarizing. Mm-hmm. Like that's me personally. I'm a polarizing person. Yeah. Not on purpose.
I am too.
Yeah, but it's not on purpose. Yeah. It's just I don't care what other people see. Yeah. Once we decide what we're looking at, I'll look at it myself. Mm-hmm. Fuck what you think you see. Yeah. I'll look at it and then I'll come up with my own thing. And it takes you gotta have some ego for it. You know what I'm saying? Because you gotta be okay with motherfuckers thinking you crazy.
Yeah. True. So, yeah, I agree. And even, the word that you chose the word accountability. For the people out there that's listening, accountability is a noun. It means it's the fact or condition of being accountable. And then responsibility is also another word for accountability. So, what made you think of that word when I because obviously a lot of the times, even yesterday when I interviewed, when I was podcasting with my girl's, stepdad, he's an older white gentleman. And before, we started podcasting, I was just trying to show it, kind of show him how everything works because he's like a technological guy that really likes technology. And damn, I don't even know if I got a plug in here. That way you would be able to leave it on. But I do have one over here. I just don't know if I have one over there. Actually, I can just set this up like this. Yeah. Voila. But what I was saying was that basically I was kind of talking to him about, just life in general. And he was just, I was showing him my setup and stuff, and he's like a technological guy, like built software and stuff. Yeah. And he was just talking to me about the tech specs. And then I was like, you know what? Hey, you want to just sit down and podcast with me? He's like, what? He's like, you want to podcast with me? I'm like, yeah. My show is just, I'm just talking to people, having conversations. I was like, so give me a word, that you would like to talk about. Just you can pick any one word. It doesn't have to be. We don't have to go in depth on it. And he was stuck for like 20 minutes, and I'm like, all right, cool. Like I'm ready to go. Let's go ahead. And he finally, rested on the word. I forgot even what the word was that he, because literally it was like, it's a whirlwind. Because I've recorded like at least about 5 of these, because now I can just pick up and just kind of go.
Sure.
The word that we talked about was integrity.
I like that.
Yeah. And basically he was talking to me about, he raised, I think, 5 kids that weren't his own.
Sure.
And he's a white guy, and he raised 3 black children as well, because my girlfriend and a couple of her, siblings are, they're both like half black, half white.
Sure.
So he was just like, there was second marriage, and so I was just asking him, how could you maintain your integrity with everything that was kind of going on in that scenario when you get, you get a new family, but then you also have kids of your own, and then also because they're different races. How do you deal with that? And he was kind of talking to me about how even certain things would be different when he's on the golf course.
That sounds like an episode.
Because it's certain. He's like, it's even certain, conversations that other people around me will get into where I'm just kind of like, I don't really want to get into this.
Sure.
And he's like, but usually they'll drag me. He's like, but also I had to learn that when people just did stuff that I deemed to be wrong, to tell my kids if it's wrong. Sometimes you're going to have to fight for it. Sometimes you got to let it go. Sometimes you got to be the bigger person. Sometimes you just got to look at it. And if you feel something wrong happened to you, you just got to say that it's wrong. And I was like, man, like so we were talking about integrity. So you picked the word accountability, and it was interesting, coming from you. I just wouldn't have expected that word.
Sure.
People have given me different words and stuff, but I just didn't expect that word from you. So what made you want to, talk about accountability, and, why was that the word that you thought of?
Back to greatness, it lies in there.
Okay.
It lies in accountability.
Yeah, it does.
When you spend so much time trying to figure out if it's someone else's fault versus exactly what you could do, you know what I mean? Shit don't work out. But if you constantly figure out what can you do to excel, like if you could hold yourself accountable for all things, it become pretty hard to stop you. Different things I've been reading. Mase's situation, for example, where Mase was talking about Puff.
Yeah.
And
I wanted to talk to you about that too, because I know you've been in the the music industry, and I know that you spend a lot of time arguing with people on Twitter about it. But also, I just feel like a lot of people just don't really understand how business works.
I mean, it's a gamble.
Yeah, it is.
If you already have a hit record, you will never get a bad contract, or what people perceive as a bad contract.
Yeah, because they're not going to come in and lowball you anyways.
Mase did an interview with, I think it was Rosie O'Donnell had a show at the time. And Mase was the 3rd hip-hop artist to debut. Like his debut album was #1 in the country on the pop charts.
Yeah.
I think Dog, Puff, and Mase. And Mase had said he had rapped for anywhere from 6 months to 3 years. He had started rapping 6 months to 3 years. And you're sitting on Rosie O'Donnell's couch, and you going on tour around the world. You have the #1 song in the country. You are part of the top 10 song in the country with Puff. You're on probably the hottest label not named Death Row or Rap-A-Lot at the time. All this, and in exchange, somebody gambled on your career. So they gave you a record company advance. And then they did a deal for your publishing. Yeah. Not knowing if it'll work.
Yeah, if it'll work, yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's the thing that a lot of people don't take into accountability. Like when you dealing with these labels, it's still a gamble. So even with the money that people were talking about Meg, they gave her only $10,000, but that $10,000 was still a gamble for the label. And I even had some homies being like, oh, well, $10,000 ain't a lot of money. I'm like, yeah, but $10,000 changed a lot of people's lives. $10,000, if somebody gave me $10,000 cash right now to do what I want to with it, I would be decent right now. You know what I mean? I wouldn't have any problems.
But the thing is, right, it's all bad.
Yeah.
Until things go, it's great until things go good. Yeah. That's the tricky part. Yeah. It's great, like that 20,000, that 10,000, that 30, 50,000.
Yeah, you living good.
It's great until shit go right. Yeah. I can't imagine how many motherfuckers Puff gave that 20,000, 30,000 that it didn't pan out.
Yeah. And they was probably happy, and low key, they probably look back on it and be like, man, even with that 20, 30K,
Mase looked at that 20, 30,000. Mase looked at that 20, 30,000 was like, you. At one time when Mase got that money, it was like, man, Puff changed my life.
Yeah.
Fast forward 24 years later, it's like Puff is the villain.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's what I don't fuck with. I feel like.
Why do you think that happens? I mean, you somebody who was signed to a major label before, right?
Perfect example.
So why do you think that happens?
Perfect example. My DJ Head, right?
Yeah.
Fucking Head. When I was signed to Cash Money for years,
yeah.
Stunner tried to buy my publishing.
Yeah.
He wanted to give me $150,000 for it, and I'm like, yeah, I got some money. I don't really need no publishing.
Yeah.
I had came off a situation. I had some money. I don't need $150,000 for this pub deal. It might be worth something.
Yeah.
And Head said something to me. He said, man, we should have did it. And I'm like, why? He said, because if somebody vested in you that kind of money, they have to work harder.
Yeah, they do. And they have to want to make sure that catalog continues to be successful, because that's how you reap benefits off of it.
And that was one of the most brilliant things. Yeah. So fast forward when we start talking about Meg or Meg the Stallion, or we start talking about
Mase. I mean, I heard Juicy was saying fuck Columbia because they won't let him release music. That's the only part about it that I don't personally agree with. But in terms of them holding back the art, if you don't want to let them tour as like a punishment or whatever, I'm cool with that.
It's never.
But when you're an artist, I feel like they let that time go by, and then by the time you let that time go by, what was fresh and new to that artist is now old and stale. So even if you re-release it, it's not going to ever have the same feeling it had in that moment. So you shelving an album for a year or 2 years because you got a disagreement with the artist, you're not going to make no money off that asset anyway, right?
They're not really shelving the album for that. Yeah. Whether nobody admits it in the music industry, they shelving it because there's no hit record.
Okay.
They only listen. The record company don't give two fucks, man. They don't give a damn.
Yeah.
You could argue with them, talk shit.
Yeah.
If your shit is a hit, they will put it out.
Yeah.
They only shelving shit when they think it's no hit.
Yeah.
That's the unwritten. Yeah. That's the unspoken truth about all this shit is the fact that people know that everybody in the business know if you got a hit, ain't nobody gonna shelve your shit.
Yeah.
In my situation, when I was signed, Certified was a hit, but Haters wasn't.
Yeah.
Feel me? That's how you get shelved. They tried Sun Come Up. They tried I Get Dope. None of them hit as hard as Certified. So that's how you get in that situation where you're waiting.
When you in that situation and you waiting on it, like, is it just you? I say, like, I know like certain artists like Wayne, they just go and they just make a ton of records, right?
Yeah.
So were you the kind of artist that just made a ton of records, or were you the kind of artist that specifically was making records to make an album or to make a?
No, I was just making a ton of records.
Okay.
But there is a science to making records.
Yeah.
If you listen to hit records that come from the West Coast, probably 95% of them, a lot of things is gonna be in common.
Yeah.
It's art, but it's a science to it, and it requires you to really have a passion for it and be dedicated to it. It's again, whenever I talk about my situation with Cash Money, you'll hear 9 out of 10 artists blaming Stunner, blaming Birdman. Oh, it's Birdman for Birdman did this. And that's kind of not the truth. The reality is, if you know how to make a hit record, trust me, ain't nobody missing out on no money. Period.
Yeah,
you know
especially
what I mean?
Stunner, man.
Stunner ain't missing out on a nickel. Yeah. So if you could drop a hit, you straight. Yeah. People sign to record companies and don't realize it's called a record company. Yeah. The whole job, their purpose is to market and promote records. Yeah. They don't give two fucks about your story.
100%.
They don't give two fucks about your mixtape.
Yeah.
Does it have a record?
Yeah.
That's what they do. And just like sports, just like we talk about with basketball, accountability, it's like understanding your job as the said position, the title of the position. Yeah. When they say point guard, we hear point guard, we automatically think about passing. But when you hear the title and the words point guard, it actually references defense at a point of attack. Yeah. Somehow we just skip that and then we start having conversations about passing the ball.
I think we started doing that because coaches started having the point guards be the quarterbacks of the team. Which is why I also think that it's always been interesting that, that I don't think the role of the main facilitator's job is the point guard's job. I think it's whoever's the main facilitator and playmaker.
Larry Bird is a perfect example.
LeBron James is a perfect example. Draymond Green is a perfect example. You know what I mean?
And I would even say
Nikola Jokic is a perfect example. He's a facilitator. He's a facilitator.
Will Chamberlain won his first title facilitating plays for everybody else.
He literally said, I knew I could score 50 any game I wanted to, and we're not going to win. So I just was like, I'm just going to pass the ball. And then when you see his numbers literally went down.
And he got a championship.
And rebounds went up and his passing went up.
And that's my point of, it rounds into this whole conversation about accountability. I don't think this charger working.
It's not. Oh, the light switch got to be on. Go ahead, keep talking.
So, accountability in general is like the best professional players, right? All of them could be a little bit something more than we see.
Yeah.
Tim Duncan could be a fantastic player, but he sacrificed for team success, and you just got to know it.
Yeah.
And it's no different when we make music or in this business. Again, you got to figure out what you can do.
Yeah.
And, I've been watching hoops my whole life. I've never heard the two athletes who people make the most excuses for is LeBron James and Mike Tyson.
I don't think people make excuses for Mike.
Yeah, they do.
I don't think Mike make it. Well, you know what? People can
Mike
make excuses, but
don't
have
make
you read
excuses.
have you read his autobiography or
but
listened to it?
No, but
he don't make excuses for
Mike
it. So
is
okay,
probably
I can
one of the
understand
most articulate people I've ever talked with and listened to talk.
that. Okay.
So
I agree too. Like
Yeah.
people don't when you read his book, you really do realize how articulate he actually
and
is.
I don't got to read the book. I've talked to this motherfucker.
No, I know you have. I
But
personally
I'm just saying,
haven't.
listening to him talk, he's very
That makes sense.
articulate.
Yeah.
And again, people make so many excuses for greatness.
Yeah.
And greatness needs no excuses. It actually needs pressure to be great.
I like that.
I
like
we
that.
spend too much time
I
making
like that.
excuses for
Greatness
like
needs no excuses.
it needs none. Look at LeBron James. He was the greatest athlete to walk in the NBA.
Yeah.
He don't need you to say, "Oh, his team wasn't good." That shit trash because LeBron James is such a talented athlete.
Yeah.
He can make anybody. Literally, he can make other people better.
Yeah.
Not the concept of putting Boobie Gibson or what's the boy that made the All-Star game from the corner. Maurice. Mo Williams.
Mo Williams. Yeah,
Mo Williams.
yeah.
He could make 3 people All-Stars. But you would have to sacrifice something that everybody sees in you.
Yeah.
And you would have to be okay with it for the greater good of team success.
Yeah.
Sometimes being the best you don't always equal a win.
Yeah, but is it the same thing when you dealing with these artists and they trying to be accountable? Because even the same thing, like I don't think that a lot of people understand that it makes a team. It takes a full team to make a superstar. Like the hit can get you to the hit can get everybody to pay attention. But after the hit, you still got to be marketed. You still got to be booked. You still got to be managed. And unless you doing it, someone else is going to have to be managing your business. So someone else is going to have to be compensated for what they're doing, right?
Sure.
So from that perspective, like people were looking at it like, oh, well, they took 60% of this or whatever, and then they taking stuff out of a tour. And it's like the reason why people get mad at Chance is like because they like, oh, well, he found people to back him to give him money so that way he could buy his own stuff and build his own business. It's like, well, that's what any smart businessman would do. That don't mean that he's an industry plan or something wrong.
Chance
you know what I mean?
deal is the same as Megan deal.
Yeah,
It's just less capital.
yeah.
The reality is Chance was already
exactly.
Chance. A lot of these people were successes or they were already being backed by people before you heard of them, but you have to have a vision for it.
Yeah.
Again, like I said, the key with accountability is really being the best version of you.
Yeah.
Like being accountable is for everything as you can. If you could bring out the better in other people, you do it.
Yeah.
Whatever you could do to do it, you do it.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. So when I was signed to Cash Money in general, I could have figured out what was going on.
Yeah.
I can't be upset because Cash Money doesn't have Manny Fresh anymore. People don't realize Manny Fresh was way more
instrumental to all of that.
He's paramount.
I believe it. I can believe it. As someone who wasn't even there, like as a kid, when I was seeing that on TV, I felt it. It jumped out of my screen. I felt it. So I couldn't imagine being around those guys and that energy and being able to see it happening.
Well, think about it, right? No Limit was done when Beats by the Pound stopped. The Hitman, once Puff and the Hitman fell out, Bad Boy was done.
Yeah,
Cash Money, Manny Fresh. Young Money took legs after that.
Yeah.
Drake came in with 40.
Yeah.
You know. When Dr. Dre left Death Row was dead.
Yeah. Even Wayne had his little run with Lex Luger.
Yeah.
He did. That whole Carter 3 run, that whole little run, that was all Lex Luger. And then I think like this might not be a fact, but I feel like I remember internet blogs and stuff about Lex being mad over some money or whatever, and then him and Wayne weren't working together no more. But a lot of them Millie sounds, them hard beats, that stuff that was going on the mixtape, them was all Lex. And then Lex started working with Juicy, and then Juicy, Blue Dream and Lean and all that stuff. That stuff started taking off. So yeah.
I think a lot of producers' mistakes is right. They go to these big artists to place their music, and the problem is really. Dr. Dre is the greatest producer because he's broke the most artists.
Yeah.
So if your songs, like if you're not breaking artists, you know what I mean? Like if it ain't their first hit, their first top 40 hit, then you kind of just adding to somebody else's legacy. You're going to make a couple $, but you're hustling. When you break an artist, the whole game respect you.
Yeah.
The whole game going to shower you with, know, economics. It's just how it goes.
Even with Wayne, like, I mean, as Wayne, through all whatever happens, you never heard stories about Wayne being broke or being on his ass or MC Hammer or none of that stuff. Like, Wayne was still doing well because he birthed Drake and all of those guys. So that even that whole Young Money thing was just another iteration on top of all of that stuff. But even when people look at the situation like a Meg thing, if a production company is signed to a label, then that production company still got to share in profits with the label. So yeah, your deal ain't gonna be that great because you got two people sharing in on it and then paying for touring, licensing, people to work for all the stuff. It costs. That's why when artists say they don't get no money back, I be like,
they gambled on Megan Thee Stallion.
Yeah.
And they won.
Yeah.
Think about how many people they lost with.
Yeah.
And again, that money up front was different at the time when you needed it. Because if you didn't need it, you wouldn't have took $10,000.
Yeah, exactly. You would have been like, I can wait. I can get 50.
I'll wait a little bit, or I don't need it at all.
Yeah.
Being independent is some shit. A lot of people say they independent, but they could be signed to independent companies. Being independent is some bullshit. I hate it. But it's the only way.
Why?
Because it really mean all your money.
Yeah.
Like, my people, you feel me? My family, you know, people could need something.
Yeah.
Like my household could need something, and everybody gotta wait.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody gotta wait.
Yeah.
And motherfuckers don't want to hear, I gotta wait.
Yeah, not at all.
You know what I mean? And you gotta wait because I've been in a situation where songs be performing and you don't have that 40 or 50 you need to push it right then and there. Like it's somewhere tied up in some weed. It's somewhere tied up in some street shit. It's this. It's in the CD. It's some bullshit, and you don't have it.
Yeah.
So I know what it's like to have successful records and then don't have the budget to really send them off into the atmosphere. Being independent means being independent. Like you really have to figure it all out. So I mean, it took me a lot of years. You know what I mean? I paid a lot of my youth to learn what I know. So
yeah, I feel the same way.
But I only blame myself. That's what works for me. What works for me and what makes me have different chances and success and I could go through spells where people don't hear me, but then I could pop back up and be strong is because I'm learning. I'm not just sitting around. Oh man, that good. You know, if blah blah blah. Look, man, what I'm about to do. I don't have my old magazine articles. I don't have my MTV, appearances. I don't keep my LA Weekly. I don't keep none of that shit because I'm too busy trying to make.
You don't have any memorabilia from none of that stuff?
Because I'm trying to make history.
Okay.
Every day. That's just history I made.
That.
I'm trying to make history tomorrow.
Okay.
I really don't think people sing close to the best of me, even in music.
Yeah.
Like we're getting close to where you gonna actually be able to see it. But again, back to that point, it's like taking the person that everybody's comfortable with me being, and being okay with them being uncomfortable, and then moving into that space to where I'm just being me.
Yeah.
Like where I don't give a fuck what nobody think. Let me just say it how I think, and then I'll give you these facts. Yeah. Some people gonna get it, some people not. Yeah. So whether it's a song like Pac Must Die, a lot of people just think of that song as disrespect, and I'm like, where is it disrespectful? It's no name calling. It's not.
I think it's kind of about accountability.
It's all about accountability
of said actions. You know what I mean?
And again, back to the point, like it's also a conversation about what's going on with people, where we from.
Yeah.
The mental stress, the torture, the insecurities, the willingness to sacrifice everything for pride.
Yeah.
It's so many gems in that song, and I have to deal with people not getting them.
Yeah.
Some people don't get them, but what's funny is, for as many people as I have that cuss me out or threaten my life or said idiot shit that really don't mean nothing, I've never in my life had more people say, "Hey, yo, bro, you a genius. That's brilliant."
Yeah.
I didn't even trip. Like that is, so you gotta close that gap from the person everybody's comfortable with you being, and you being comfortable being this person, to being the motherfucker you is.
Yeah, because even like that song you did with Lupe called Chopper.
Sure.
Because I remember like on the first podcast that I'm a big Lupe fan, a huge Lupe
God.
fan. Like I've been rocking with Lupe since Tilted was on NBA Live in like '01 or '05, whatever year it was before Kick Push came out.
Yeah.
So I've been rocking with Lupe for forever. Like he was actually I think he was instrumental in me kind of wanting to get out of that hood mentality because his lyrics were so complex.
Yeah.
At that point in time, I was just used to look up everything he was saying. So I just spent a lot of time Googling. And then when you start Googling stuff, you're like, oh, I didn't even know what that was. So even on that song, when I was talking to you about it, initially, because I didn't know you before then, I would have thought that was about you. But it was really like a tale of just like another like long line in a long line of people that would have that mentality. And even his verse, same thing, you know what I mean? So I think it's interesting, and also like from the accountability perspective thing I want to talk to you about, because we have these conversations privately, is about like when you talk about gangster rap and things that, and you like, gangster rap is not what it used to be, and you talked about, whenever we talk about it, you talk about it about in terms of the storytelling perspective. You know what I mean? So even I've been hearing all these rappers and stuff talk about kind of what, the previous generations have done and kind of what they've bred and how like they feel like they're responsible for like kind of the thug culture that kind of exists with rap, with all these young rappers getting killed and stuff like that. How do you feel about that in terms of just like, because when I listen to your stuff, I hear the stories, you know what I mean? Okay.
People who say shit like that, they not from the streets.
Yeah.
If a motherfucker saying hip hop or rappers is dying, man, ain't no motherfucking rappers. There might be 4 of these niggas. Yeah. That's not a lot of motherfuckers dying. Feel me? I didn't grew up in times when in a month 4 motherfuckers died.
Yeah, I'm from Chicago, so I ain't got it'd be like 100 people in a weekend.
Man, them motherfuckers be getting shot and dead as mother. It'd be 30 motherfuckers dead and 100 motherfuckers shot. So a rapper, that's a job. That ain't really got nothing to do with what's going on. And all of these situations can't be compared.
Okay.
You look at a situation like Pop Smoke, don't nobody really know what happened.
Yeah, we really
Some of the homies got at me from out that way. Was like, man, some stuff. I was like, bro, that ain't no street shit. Somebody walked in that house and killed him.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Don't nobody know him. Like, not out our way. Like, don't nobody know him enough to where he pissed him off. Like, that's some shit that nobody really knows.
I even saw Ice-T tweet like, I've been on the phone all day about this. So because even when Nip was murdered, I remember I knew a lot of people that were from LA, and certain people were texting me and texting my friends about stuff kind of before everybody else knew what was going on and stuff like that. And I didn't hear anything. And usually, like when stuff like that happens, one of my friends, somebody out here told me that this is what happened. I haven't heard anything like that. So it is very wild to me to see.
Different.
It's just wild to see.
Pop shit is weird, and nobody really know what happened. And the police ain't got nobody. The thing about when it's gangster street shit, you know what happened because everybody's prideful. Everybody gonna claim their bodies. They gonna tell you what they did. That's the whole point of I don't want to have to do this again, so y'all better know what we did. It ain't like I'm not gonna tell you what we did so I can keep doing it. I'm gonna let you know what we did so I don't have to keep doing it so you don't fuck with me. Mostly all gangster shit is so niggas don't fuck with me unless you just get out of line. But for the most part with Pop, it's weird. Like the whole situation is weird. Like I was just asking my partner about him because I seen he was banging and he was a Crip. So I really didn't know what to say. It was a weird situation. To this day, like the police usually get a nigga that do some violence. Dog, nothing has happened.
It's been a bunch of internet rumors and stuff, but I ain't seen no official statements from nobody, nothing.
I'm plugged into the streets, bro, like the motherfucking light. I ain't heard nothing. Like all I heard is like some goof gossip, not nothing real, and that's weird. So that's why I know at some level it was a real profile thing, like with Big. Like that shit is different. You didn't really ever hear like that. Some of this shit become hits. Somebody's paying somebody to get somebody killed, and then you don't even know to what degree what a motherfucker that mad about. So
that's unfortunate. Rest in peace, Pop Smoke, man. Because it is unfortunate because these guys be 20 years old. I'm about to be 30, and one of my little brothers is 20, one of them 21. So
nigga, this nigga's 20 years old.
Exactly.
This nigga ain't old enough to get a drink.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's fucked up. But again,
it's real.
People saying rappers and it's not about none of this shit, man. People still live in the street. So, shit is happening, but don't nobody know what happened with that. Rappers ain't getting... Listen, people die. It's what we do. It's a part of life. When is the different part. When it happened to somebody that young, You know, you look at it crazy because it's like, damn.
Yeah.
But then again, like I said, the profile of it don't even make sense. It's not no LA shit. That's
okay.
Off the rip. That's not no LA shit.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck happened to that boy. Don't nobody go up there to do no shit like that, man.
Yeah.
Not over there. Not from where we from.
Yeah, I can believe it because I've met a lot of LA people that done told me they ain't even been past, Venice.
Bro, you in the hills, bro.
Yeah.
You didn't orchestrate some shit like that. Ain't nobody orchestrating no. That shit is something where somebody knew what they was doing. There was a level of professionalism, and that shit's fucked up.
That's unfortunate, but but also even I've saw a lot of people talking about, oh well, you got to take accountability for stuff that you say in your raps, and I'm like, yeah, you do, but that don't mean that you deserve to get murdered. You know what I mean?
Nothing is worth being murdered. The whole point of Tupac Must Die, like, did I think Tupac deserved to die personally?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But again, the mentality of where we from is like that.
Yeah.
It's like, I got something to live for.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you jump on me, it's different. You know what I mean? Maybe I'll get angry enough to kill you, but then again, I'm just going to go get in my G-Wagon and I'm going to go spend some money and I'm going to do some stuff and I have something to look forward to.
Yeah.
If you steal my car, I can go get another one.
Yeah.
But man, when you got nothing but that pride and you're worried about it, I remember feeling like that and understanding the mind state and understanding why, like, when my big homie Pluck said, man, if you don't do this to this person, all four of them, you're going to have to do it to all four of them and your life is going to be fucked up. And I thought that was crazy because it seemed so not real.
Yeah.
But he was right. Like, if I let one person get away with something, it was like 4 other niggas was doing the same thing. Then now you got to kill 5 niggas or you got to shoot 5 niggas because you just didn't do something to the first person.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that that's kind of the world we live in, but it's kind of been that way since the beginning of man. I mean,
politics.
We always been fighting since the beginning of time. It's always been politics since the beginning of time. I mean,
and back to this,
they killed Jesus, like you know what I mean?
They murdered Jesus. They murdered Jesus. Murdered him because somebody's pride was hurt.
Yeah.
Somebody was embarrassed. You know, if you hear the story about him running the people off from the church where they was collecting the tithes, that was supposed to be the people that orchestrated what ended up becoming his ultimate, his untimely demise.
Because they was a company, and he was about ideals.
Yeah,
he was an artist with the word, and they were a company.
Like, hold up, bro. So, again, back to that word accountability. It's all about reshaping yourself.
Yeah,
that's the truth. Like, if you could reshape yourself, if you could figure out how to be the best you, you know what I mean, and then be willing to sacrifice certain things. You know, like I said, it's different sacrificing versus being comfortable. Back to that gangster rap conversation. When people start talking about gangster rap is informative. Yeah. You know what I mean? It especially when it comes to hip hop, it puts you up on shit you didn't know. You know what I mean? When the first time you heard Fuck the Police, you didn't really realize what was going on. There was no Rodney King videos out in the streets before that. You didn't know. So you just hear, 5 young motherfuckers screaming, fuck the heroes, the motherfuckers who got the cats out the tree. Yeah. But then in 1992, it made it real. Yeah,
because you finally got to see it.
It was like, oh shit, this is what them niggas was talking about.
That image is low key. I mean, I was born, I'm a '90s baby, so I'm still a youngin'. But that video for me as a child growing up was literally it's ingrained in my brain. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I've seen it so many times. Is not the full video, but at least that 15-second clip you see on the news every time.
Motherfuckers kicking this shit out. Yeah,
it's ingrained in my mind, and it's been ingrained in my mind ever since I was a kid. So I always had a different. Kind of. Once I saw that, I was kind of like, "Yo, what is that?" So yeah, you're right. It is. We would have never known that was happening all over LA or wherever.
And so when they put out "Fuck the Police," a lot of the people didn't understand it. Mm-hmm. They didn't understand it because they wasn't experiencing, or the people who knew. Yeah. To me, when I made Tupac Must Die, that was what I was looking for. Mm-hmm. Like this level of truth that was very uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. Where it's like, damn, I gotta accept. Yeah. Maybe if I was put in this situation, I would have reacted the same way. Yeah. And people, again, it's all about gangster rap used to make mainstream people uncomfortable. Yeah. You hear Too Short calling somebody a bitch. Yeah.
And now you hear it everywhere. And now you hear it everywhere. What's my favorite word? Bitch. Everywhere you go.
You think, years ago, a dude walking in a hoodie inside of like a housing complex or area, and it made some man worried to the point where he killed him. Yeah. And now hoodies are in H&M. Yeah. Gangster rap has a sense of being. Should you be held accountable for your words? Yeah, you better watch what you say.
Yeah.
Any man should be held accountable for their words. But I don't know if that's what people mean because people still ain't saying. Again, like I said, back then it was less of a gap from the motherfucker that everybody was comfortable with.
Yeah.
And versus, Tupac was the motherfucker he was. Yeah. He went all the way he closed that gap. He started off being what he thought everybody wanted him to be, or what everybody was comfortable. This revolutionary, this panther, this figure that was pushing an agenda for black, black success, black, just great blackness. And then real life kicked in.
Yeah.
Like Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King was, ill as shit when he was saying what everybody wanted to hear. But once you start closing that gap from what everybody want to hear versus what actually is really Tupac's greatest album, is probably the one where it's really talking about what's going on. Not him sensationalizing or hoping for something, but like, this is the attitude because this is what's really going on.
What's your favorite Tupac album?
Machiavelli.
Okay.
Probably his rawest one.
Okay.
But
he was just so angry when you know what I mean? Like before it was so hopeful, and by the end it was just like pure anger.
Because
that's something even me with being accountable. Like even with these internet trolls, like I just have to. Before I enjoyed it because it was banter, but now they just be taking it too far sometimes. So I'm just be like, all right, cool. As a man, you're not gonna disrespect me, but also I'm just like I have to realize what's more important to me. You know what I mean? And
if it's somebody you could get to, it's different.
Yeah. Yeah, but you can't never see them, them 30 followers.
It's been certain motherfuckers that said shit, and I've been right up on the hill. You feel me? And let them know, like, nigga, like I cause your life hell right now. You feel me? Oh, gee, I didn't mean it like that. No, don't say it like that.
Yeah.
I mean, but then again, man.
Is it worth it though? At the end of the day, I just be like,
to me.
Yeah, I know. Of course it is because you said you the Joker.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not the Joker. I'm more the Batman type where I'm sitting and thinking about how I'm gonna make it happen.
What's funny is my dream, right? The person I'm comfortable with is Thomas Wayne.
Yeah.
That's who I'm comfortable with.
Okay, I like that.
That's who I've given people in this industry for years.
Okay, I like that.
But in real life, I'm the Joker.
Okay.
Like, it seems reckless and madness, but if you dig into it, you're gonna be like, oh, you're gonna be impressed because it's gonna make a lot of sense.
Is Batman just a mix of Thomas Wayne and the Joker?
Well, so if you
that's
think
an
about
honest
this,
question.
But think about this, right? If you look at the Joker movie, it's always been this underlying story that Thomas Wayne was his father.
Yeah.
So you never figured out if it was true or not because he has so much power. Yeah. So he's a mix of that.
You're right. You never really truly figured it out because he has so much power, and also
make anything happen.
You never really knew which perspective you were looking at, whether you was looking at Arthur or the Joker. Because even people were pointing out that like when he was off his meds, he started writing with a different hand than when he was on his meds. So you never really, the reality was so distorted within it. You really never got a chance.
All of those are inside of people.
Yeah.
So in real life, like I said. My only dream, I just was writing this in the rap today. My only dream was to have a family. My only dream was to have a wife and a kid. I never dreamed of traveling.
You have any kids?
No.
Okay.
I never dreamed of traveling. I never dreamed of, when I was 14, 15, I wanted to go to school, Azusa Pacific, get a license in pharmacy because I had the grades, and work in a pharmacy, open a pharmacy, have a wife, 2 kids, teach my son how to drag race, and that's my life.
Teach my son how to drag race.
Feel me? That was my whole life. That's how
fire goes though.
Right?
Do you still dream of that kind of stuff?
No.
Okay.
Because at this point I'm accepting of who I am.
Yeah.
Not the person I wanted to be, because that's the person I want to be. That's based off my mom going. One thing I'm big on is and it's off of trauma. Yeah. Stability. Yeah. Stability is important to me because I can remember my mom going to the feds. I can remember losing everything twice.
Damn.
Everything being taken from you. You have nothing. Not your mom is gone. You feel me? Then you got your own issues with not knowing family members and fathers and shit like that. But you grateful because somebody else raised you. You had all this crazy shit going on in your mind.
But all this shit. I don't even really know your story.
It get crazy.
I mean, I don't know if you've ever talked about it, like your younger story or anything.
Yeah, I mean, I think I have, but I don't think people really trip off. They won't trip off the story until they realize how fucking some shit you is. Yeah. Like nobody would care about the Joker story without seeing all the other Batman movies. Yeah. If you just seen this movie, fuck him. Yeah. But if you see the Batman movie, you'd be like, oh, now I care about why this is this way. Yeah. So
Yeah, it does. It creates a sense of empathy.
Yeah, the person I am,
Yeah.
the person that everybody comfortable with me being is Thomas Wayne. That's who I'm comfortable being. I could do that in my sleep. But the person I am is the Joker. It's just who I am. It ain't even on purpose. It's just who I am. It's how I see things. I don't really care what nobody else think. If we looking at something, I'm gonna look for my eyes. I'm listening to what you're saying, and if I can see what you're saying, then I'll agree with it. But if I can't, I'm not gonna agree with you at all.
Yeah.
Like nothing. Back to that whole Shaq Robin thing. Nothing nobody could tell me. I'm watching it. I'm looking at it. I watch. I'm looking at it. So I don't care how much people look at a hero and put a poster on the wall and be like, "Well, Shaq is." It's like, man, I don't give a fuck. I'm looking at these motherfuckers.
They said put a poster on the wall
because that's how again it's the hero complex. It's like a real hero complex, and we'll be like somebody will be our heroes, and our heroes are beyond reproach.
But they're also human
in my eyes.
Yeah.
See, that's the Joker. The Joker in me is like, y'all think this motherfucker something? This motherfucker a piece of shit like everybody else. Everybody
Shaq
else
is better
like,
than Robin. No, I'm not. Like I said you at the beginning, you trying to rock with this, but I'm not letting that rock. I'm not letting that rock.
I understand.
I'm not letting that rock.
but the question, but again, who's more? Who's the greatness? Like if you even look at accomplishments, Dennis Rodman probably has more accomplishments. Individually and as a team.
I can't agree with that.
MVP, the two defensive players of the year. One scoring title, 7 rebounds.
Didn't Shaq win 2 MVPs?
No, one.
One MVP, 3 finals MVPs.
Listen,
I mean, come on.
But those are games.
Scoring title leader.
One.
He was a rebound leader a couple times. All NBA first team numerous times.
Never a rebound leader.
All NBA. He never led the league in rebounds.
And it just sound crazy because this motherfucker 7'2", 260, and this motherfucker never
averaging like 12, 13 rebounds. I don't think Giannis is gonna ever lead the league in rebounds. But I don't think he's lazy because he's not gonna lead the league.
But you sound like Superman talking about God like all he does is save people. That's all Superman does?
I mean, Superman does murder a lot of people. I think that gets lost in the shuffle.
But
while he's out there saving people, he's blowing up buildings and throwing bad guys and everything through buildings.
That's all you do? That's it? Batman do that shit. He a regular nigga that got some money. Batman save motherfuckers, cuz. That's all you do, Superman? That's it? You do the same thing Batman do? He got some money. You Superman, like you got all the power, and that's how I feel about Shaq Robin. That's how I feel about all these people. It's like you 7'2" with that type of athleticism, and you ain't led the league in blocks or rebounds. This is crazy. Who is this little skinny motherfucker, right? That could lead the league in rebound, and you tell me at that point that's where accountability comes in.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel you.
Closing that gap.
I feel you on
closing that gap.
But they're also playing 2 different positions, though.
No,
one guy has to be the man every night. The other guy don't have to be the man every night.
Again, it's not the man. Everybody's a man. That don't even make sense. That's one of those narratives.
Nah, it's not one of those narratives.
It is.
Only one guy on the floor every night in the
Both
NBA
are
is going to be
superstars.
but
both are popular. Both have huge responsibilities. Both jobs have both jobs. It's not somebody's a man. And it's also when somebody's an all-time great. When somebody's doing something at the greatest level, not just at a good level, at the greatest level to ever do it.
Yeah.
And this not a conversation to convince people Shaq is.
I mean, of course, I know we're talking about accountability, but I understand what you mean because even you still arguing on behalf of that.
It's
you're
all
just talking about
but
the
that's
individual.
how I see the world.
I feel you.
So when I look at a Mase and I'm looking at Mase talking about Puff, right? It's like you cornball ass nigga. You can go get $25,000 anywhere around the world because this motherfucker.
Yeah. Still.
Right now.
Yeah.
You could be a preacher.
Really be that crazy still
for him? Mase?
Yeah, I mean for artists like that, them booking fees really still be that kind of crazy.
Mase could go anywhere and get paid. Mase, and that's Puff.
Yeah.
Cause you not no motherfucking career long rapper. This nigga was working at jobs for free, working at Uptown. He was the motherfucker working for free, trying to make his legacy felt. You feel me?
Yeah.
You was a motherfucker that came in and collected.
Yeah.
And that's not to say you don't have value. That's not to say I don't respect your artistic merit.
Yeah.
But even when you listen to him on the Rosie show, it's like, I just started rapping the other day. I got the #1 album in the country. It's only the 3rd time it's happened in hip hop with debuts. My song is top 5. I'm on a worldwide tour, and all you had to give up your publishing, kiss my ass.
Yeah,
I know what this shit is like.
I mean,
but
even with giving up the publishing, I mean,
One thing I respect about Megan Thee Stallion, Megan Thee
yeah,
Stallion is doing it to negotiate.
Yeah, I feel it. Yeah, she's smart. She's a smart businesswoman.
I wish she didn't throw
She's smart enough.
I wish she didn't throw Jay Prince under the bus because that's probably not going to work out for her.
She did that. I didn't know. I didn't know that.
That probably
that's
wasn't
not a smart move.
thing.
He's the
And it's not even just about fear. It's just about people.
No, I'm not even talking about fear. It's just I know what he's done
one of
for
the
other people
motherfuckers
in the
that
rap
give
community.
people opportunities.
Yeah. I've actually listened to the majority of his audio book, so I've heard some stories and how he's helped to bridge the gap with a lot of artists and stuff like that. So even if you want to get out of that deal, you should be looking to him to be one of those people that you try to see if you can lean on more so than trying to disrespect. So yeah, if that's what she was doing, then yeah, you gotta pick and choose, and that's part of being accountable.
Exactly, being accountable.
Yeah,
you signed this deal; it was in your favor.
Yep.
Right now, the conversation is just this. I want to renegotiate. That's what I respect about it. She said, "I want to renegotiate because the shit has changed."
Yeah,
but you don't got to paint your people to look bad.
Yeah,
you could just renegotiate because shit has changed.
Yep,
and then work it out.
Yeah,
but it's just way too much mud throwing on each other, dirt throwing on each other's name, and again, like I said, even with
it's just sensationalism with this thing, even this right here. I mean, it's
we love to put people on our side.
Yeah, and we love to put our emotions in front of the world.
Yeah, we love to put people on our side. See, the thing that I realized also is I don't give a fuck if everybody against me.
Yeah.
Like if it's the truth, I'ma stand in this motherfucker. Y'all can do whatever y'all want to. I'm not gonna lie with y'all motherfuckers just to make y'all. That's over.
Yeah.
At one time, I felt like the whole industry last year was mad at me over that song because it's like, why are you telling the truth? I swear to God, that became the underlining thing.
Yeah.
Why you got to tell people? Because y'all letting these other niggas join gangs.
Yeah, for no reason.
Because y'all sensationalize gangbangers so much and you making it like motherfuckers could get away with it.
People die from it every day.
And
all the time.
Greatest motherfucker in our culture possibly, you know what I mean? One of the most prolific names and prolific voices and most important people in our culture.
In history.
Passed away in history.
Because the hip hop culture is the culture of today. So
man,
in history.
This dude got killed behind some of this shit. And it's like, no, that's not great enough to take such a life. In Los Angeles,
it doesn't matter.
In Los Angeles, every name big gang member I knew got killed by somebody who wasn't of their stature. Yeah. That's why they call it the Wild Wild West. Yeah. You know, this ain't where other places like Texas or in Chicago where, it could be really a dominant leader. Yeah. That's not happening out here.
It don't even happen out there anymore because they arrested all of the big gang leaders. So once that happened, they tore down all the projects, Cabrini Green, Robert Taylor, all of them projects, and then everybody kind of scattered. So it really ain't even no like crazy hierarchy in Chicago. That's why I think the murder rate is so crazy because I don't really think anybody really has that. There aren't that many big homies that exist. Yeah. And usually the ones that do exist in Chicago, they trying to do other stuff than just like be out on the streets.
But that's what happened.
So, I think that's the reason why we just seeing Chicago be so crazy. Because I remember as a kid when it was, kind of when certain people didn't go in certain hoods. But then as I started coming up in high school, it was people in the same gangs trying to kill each other. I'm like, yo, I thought, wasn't this the whole point of what y'all?
See, but that's the confusion with gangs too. And again, like I said, a lot of people talk about gangs. Me and Van Lathan had a conversation, and I was saying,
shout out to Van Lathan.
Shout out to the
great
homie.
Black voice.
Man,
great black voice.
What's funny is me and him debate all the time because it's like what kills me when people know better, but they just like it's easier to go with the flow. And they'll never say it, but I could tell that they know. Yeah. But the point I was saying about gangbanging, it's a confusion that this is about the street song. Like really being a gang member is about protecting your friends. That's all it is. It's just you grew up with these niggas. We grew up in the same neighborhood and we all together. Because if we go somewhere else and somebody trip on them, I know your mom and your daddy, we together. Yeah. And poverty, anywhere you go with poor people, I don't give a fuck if it's gangs or not, people gonna settle disputes very primitive. Yeah.
I mean, even on the internet, us screaming and cursing at each other and putting expletives out on the internet because we talking about NBA players or you talking about rap or whatever. Yeah. We always resort to
motherfuckers be
to
saying
our
shit
worst
to me.
intentions.
Motherfuckers say shit to me, they be like, I'm like, y'all just don't even give a fuck about trying to figure it out. Y'all just immediately go into a level of insult and all of that. But again, it's a bunch of people. I've realized something else about the internet too. The internet is a place. You know how you can tell when people scared? Yeah. They start threatening you. Yeah. On the internet. Yeah. Because ain't no real motherfucker finna do nothing to you. Yeah. Gonna threaten you on the internet. Yeah. So it's a way for people to feel tough without ever having to be tough. Yeah. So if they don't like something, like motherfuckers was saying shit to me, and I know they thought to themselves like, would I really do this to this person if I see him?
It's the same thing with reporters when we first started doing Hoops and Brews. They used to call us idiots and be tweeting at us like, y'all fucking idiots, y'all fucking stupid. I literally tweeted like, y'all done piss me off. So we finna come through, we finna wreck this shit, and then I'm gonna be in these same rooms with y'all. And then when we in those same rooms, I'm gonna see if y'all gonna talk to me the same way. And then we came through, we wrecked shit, and now we in them same rooms. And how you think they greet me? Yeah. Cause I'm not no fucking 5'1", you know, guy that just been reporting cause he never had an athletic bone or a cool bone in his body. I didn't grind it out the mud and made it up here. You know, I'm doing my thing. So when I walk into a room, I still greet people with respect, even the ones that disrespect me. Because I'm gonna give you a chance to to rectify your actions, because I know you was just saying it because you was on the internet. Yeah. You know, because even me, sometimes people come up to me and be like, yo, you made fun of me when we was on the internet. I'm like, yeah, but we was just like talking. Like I ain't saying anything personal about you. You know, only time I ever get personal with people is when they get personal with me.
Oh man, I had to deal with a lot of people with Pac Must Die.
Yeah,
a lot of motherfuckers. I can imagine. Man, motherfuckers was walking up. To everybody's credit, it was always respectful.
Yeah, that's good.
I mean, I'd have been in a grocery store and the motherfucker be like, man, gee, what did you mean by that? And I'd be like, oh, this is what I mean, cuz. And I explain it. They'd be like, damn, that's true. I didn't even want to see that. Yeah. I've heard more motherfuckers be like, why'd you do this? Yeah. Like, why? I'm telling you that
people don't like a mirror.
The game is like, life is like a bunch of people lying to each other about something specifically, right? And then they mad if you start telling the truth. Wow. Think about like Jesus. It was like everybody could be on one lie, but then Jesus come through and he like, yeah, well, this is what I think. And they like, nigga, fuck is wrong. You know what I mean? Yeah. Nigga, you trying to stop the money? You know what I mean? Like, somebody was talking to me about Trump, and they was so mad when Trump got up there and he started talking about what's going on with Black America. Yeah. Like you know, nobody's hiring you. Yeah. Your kids is fucked up. Blah blah blah. Yeah. What else you got? He was so mad. I'm like, why are you mad at this orange haired motherfucker telling the truth?
It's facts.
And that's just where
literally they ain't giving y'all nothing. Y'all can try something different with me. Why not?
Back to Batman and Joker. Yeah. Batman and them is lying the whole damn time. Yeah. The Joker telling the truth. He just telling the truth.
Yeah. Because even him concealing his identity, that's a lie. You know, his secret relationships with the commissioner and stuff. Gordon know who he is. That's a lie. You know, Bruce Wayne not being you know what I mean? Yeah, Batman does tell a lot of lies, and the Joker lives in his truth.
In a Dark Knight, right? In a Dark Knight, like, they knew the motherfucker fucked it up. They knew Harvey Dent. Yeah. Throughout the cases. Yeah. To protect all his cases, they said we need to lie. Yeah. Right? Yeah. We need to lie. Yeah.
We gotta lie.
And be like, you did this. Yeah. And they always with it. Yeah. And then Joker would be right there, be like, nigga, stop lying, tell him the truth. Yeah. And then let's see. Yeah. But it's something else. I was just gonna say, lies bring people together.
Yeah, they do.
Christianity is one of the greatest lies in the world. Yeah. And this is gonna sound a little crazy, right?
But if you look at
it, right?
Somebody is, but I'm not
sure,
upset
but like I love Jesus Christ. Yeah. The story of Jesus Christ is like a fire ass story. I love that shit. I fuck with it.
Yeah. I think it's the greatest story ever told.
Right?
Yeah. But and the best-selling book ever as well.
But Christianity is based around the story. And, you know, when they was trying to bring people together, Constantine had a really good idea, so he brought everybody together and put together something that was going to make everybody come together. But it's a fucking lie.
Yeah.
It's a lie. That's not to say which part of the story is a lie. This shit's a lie. Yeah. And they had a nigga in the room telling the truth who started the whole shit, and they was like, let's get this nigga out of here. If you know about Prince Arias, they like, get this nigga out of here. That. No, what he realized was people wasn't going to believe it. Yeah. He realized people wasn't going to believe it. Yeah. He realized we like our idols, our heroes, beyond reproach. Yeah. I believe that in my heart and soul.
I think the truth is, even with this, coronavirus stuff, Trump up there lying, but he's just lying to make people feel better, because otherwise they just gonna start going crazy.
Or he telling the truth, and motherfuckers like, we overreacting to a degree. Yeah, you don't know because we don't know until it hits your motherfucking head. But the reality is, true. Back to the whole point of Christianity, right? Is Christianity is great. You know, it's a lie. Yeah. Jesus prayed on the cross to God, to his Father God on the cross about dying. So if a whole idea beyond it can make him God, that's ill as fuck. Yeah, it is. But they understood they needed Jesus to be at that level. Yeah. It's like with LeBron James. We need LeBron James to be at that level.
We need him to be an MVP. Otherwise, the rest of the league ain't as interesting. Last year when he was down, you know, we still had Steph and K and Clay D. I mean, I'm sorry,
we tried to act like it didn't matter.
And we did act like it didn't matter, but you didn't notice it as much. But now that they aren't there, if Bron's not there, who else is there? You know what I mean?
The league will go on just fine.
Yeah.
This stuff we just tell ourselves to make ourselves feel better.
Yeah.
People can know the truth, but I get it. I understand why the lie unites people.
Yeah.
People love to be together, but they want to be together on a lie.
Yeah.
They don't want to be together because of the truth.
Yeah, even with the record stuff, they don't want to be together on the truth that, like, when you sign a contract, somebody has to give something in order for you to get it. Usually, that's usually the way it works. You know, unless you just straight bartering service for service, which in most cases, when you go and you sign a record deal, that's not what you're doing. They giving you a loan up front, and you got to pay that loan back.
It ain't a nigga in L.A.
and you got to recoup on it. Like I just want everybody out there watching this. When you sign a record label deal, you have to recoup the money that they give you.
It ain't even just
about that. And then
after
after that, they take the percentages.
But it's not even just that. It's like, man, you gonna give a nigga in L.A. $100,000?
Yeah. Yeah,
it's $100,000. It's fire. That man, it ain't a motherfucking LA that's unsigned that you can't sign for $100,000.
Yeah, I can believe it.
Right, but the thing is, that $100,000 they gonna love you to death. You change their life.
Yeah,
until that shit work.
Yeah, until they one of the biggest artists.
Until that shit work, and they like, wait a minute, you getting 700,000 of the million? I'm only getting 300. What about that 100,000? I gambled on you first.
Yeah, yep. I agree. But as you can hear, ladies in the background, I'm about to shoot my show, Highlight the Shade. So I got to go. And I know, Glasses, I'm sure you got to go too. But I appreciate you coming through. You know, this is only the 5th episode of this podcast, the Perfect Journey podcast with your boy TPJ. You know, Glasses, go ahead. Let people know where they can find you at.
Man, I'm Googleable.
All right, he Googleable. Shout out to Mr. Fab, man. And as always, I appreciate you all for all tuning into the TPJ show. Glasses, you're more than welcome to come back anytime. Let's pick a different word, and I'm sure we'll, you know, it'll spawn some different conversations. I got to learn some new things about you, and I really appreciate you for coming through. Thanks a lot. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. All righty. So we're getting ready to get out of here, man. It's your boy TPJ. As always, find me on Twitter, Instagram, Real TPJ. Make sure you subscribe and you like this video right now. I appreciate it, and until next time, peace out.